Hi, my name is Kathleen Franks, and I am a senior eager to graduate on December 16th. Today I will be presenting my findings on social media impact on society. Okay, so an overview of my thesis. So I will be integrating my interdisciplinary knowledge in the disciplines of public relations, media strategies, and communication studies. I will be using REPCO's 10 interdisciplinary steps to do this, focusing on the statement of the problem, the insights from each discipline, as well as an integration of these insights, and finally with an understanding or synthesis of the problem. And this research, as per REPCO, should include heuristic research, which is well organized and well referenced to convey the meaning of the research. It should be iterative, which is the process of gathering and analyzing the results and repeating this process to the other concentrations. And then finally, it should be reflexive, which involves a reflection on the context of knowledge as well as the entire research process. Okay, so my focus problem and the goals of this research. So social media in our current climate, it is the platform to facilitate ideas as well as further career interests, such as on LinkedIn. And then finally, for general expression. Most people use this as a social site to communicate with friends and family. There are approximately 3 million active users worldwide. And this is linking us to many facets of our life. So for me, at least, I use the application on Facebook to set reminders for events so that I don't forget them. And if I didn't have that, I would miss a lot of things I would want to go to. So for my investigation, I wanted to determine the advantages and disadvantages of social media, because there are a lot of advantages, but what are we risking to get this media in our life? And then I would like to go through each of my concentrations. PR, I would like to identify the relationship impact on this, either from between organizations and businesses to the public and consumers and vice versa, but also from inter-civilian communication. Next, I want to focus on media strategies and the content delivery for this platform, which is very different from other media platforms such as television, radio, to name a few. And then finally, I want to discuss communication and the actual messages that are being communicated and how the public is interpreting them. And then finally, I want to go over how to be a responsible user and how to guard yourself from some of the negatives of this media platform. Okay, so I will first discuss public relation insights on social media. So public relations is the way that companies and organizations or individuals communicate to their publics or media in order to create a favorable image or look. So this is upholding mutual beneficial relationships. So this research that I investigated proved that most individuals receive all of their news content from social media sites. And so this brings up a concern with reliability of sources. Additionally, many PR professionals have a low social networking site knowledge, because this wasn't taught in college, 15 or even 20 years ago. So many professionals do not actually know how to use this media platform yet. Additionally, the method of information retrieval is impacting mental health, since we see many individuals hiding behind their phones, staying, inclusive and, away from everyone else and not interacting as a social being. Next, I will discuss the media strategy insights on social media. So media strategy is concerned with how messages will be delivered to target audiences and aims to refine tactics based on the behavior that they wish to influence. So this is really focused on the delivery of these messages on this new media platform. So the research that I investigated proved that this media furthers a performance culture. Everyone has, their own brand that they showcase on their different social media sites. Additionally, the American Press Institute research came out with a study that proved that most of the news media that we get from these social media sites is not credible because it is biased and aimed to look like a credible source. So this can be confusing to consumers of information. And then lastly, the emotional gratification achieved through likes, comments, and retweets has been a concern for media professionals because we are seeing the first time that direct communication in media is given back to the consumers. And then celebrities and politicians are able to directly hear back from the American public. Okay, next I will talk about the communication insights on social media. So communication studies, the process of generating meaning by sending and receiving cues, either verbal or nonverbal, that are influenced by multiple contexts. So the research that I found on this shows that we are actually moving towards a nonverbal and low communication level of society, as we see younger individuals unable to perform in an interview because they have this technology that they have relied on for their entire lives. Additionally, we see deeply embedded messages with ambiguous meaning, such as if a Facebook friend tags you in a picture where you don't necessarily think you look appealing, the messages that are conveyed in this type of communication are still ambiguous in meaning, and so professionals are trying to address this. And then, as I stated earlier, the communication of a personal brand and personal identity comes into play into the research here, as we see each person having an individualistic nature as they perform on their sites. Now, my critical assessment of these research results highly revolved around ethical and social implications of this media platform. So first, an advantage that we saw was connectedness. Anyone could find their own group or society in social media where they can discuss their ideas with people who are similar to them. However, this is negatively impacting us when we see individuals who remove friends or followers whose idea they don't agree with just because they have a difference of opinion. And then this is furthering us away from a understanding culture. So that's a negative. And then also we have a comparison culture where a high level of happiness is dependent on if you are a successful user. So if you are popular and have a lot of likes, you will have a higher level of happiness. And then on the opposite side, you will have a low level of happiness if you are an unsuccessful user or you do not have as many followers or likes. Also, the negative interactions we have seen on social media have had many implications on mental health issues, such as cyberbullying. Nearly half of all adults have admitted to dealing with this, and this has directly shown in other research to cause depression issues. And then also we have things such as catfish, where people can pretend to be other identities online. So these are negatively impacting other users. So to be a responsible user, know who you're talking to, protect yourself, make your profiles private, You never really know who you're talking to online, so it's important to safeguard your profile. And then finally, the social media revolution is still taking place at this time. So the future is still unclear to industry professionals, but we have a pretty good projection about where this is going, and it will continue to take over many different industries by, positively impacting their platforms. So in conclusion, I believe Repco's 10 interdisciplinary steps help me accurately identify the advantages and disadvantages of the social media impact on society. I was able to synthesize the research from public relations, media strategies, and communications into one developed research argument that this information technology platform has many advantages for users, but it is important to also be cautious to the disadvantages that I listed also. Thank you.